But hey.
Go fuck yourself.
Feeling like Grash Unleashed. Bullet Club go around here, I'm the cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Grash Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Yellow, you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. I bet you thought you the EST, but homie, you don't even really go here. I'm better than you and you know it. Scumbag, baby, I'ma make that clear. Making many moves while I'm headed on a flight. I'm the megastar, baby, on these LA nights. Putting on 5-star classics, contract year, cause today is a whole new price. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like Grash Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Grash Unleashed podcast. This is episode 112 of the show that brings you the good vibes to the best of our abilities. Joining you as always is the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, Grash. And joining me is one of my mains. He is none other than the giant man himself. He is representing the Sucio Boys podcast. You already know what it is. We always talk about it. We don't do the ball jokes over here no more because that's my brother. If he says he don't like the ball jokes, we're gonna kill the ball jokes, but we're gonna talk about this man's height. He is none other than my guy Jermaine. I got him almost choking on his food. My bad.
Hey man.
What's up, bro?
I can't even say
the one thing about me and my intros, they're never the same.
So like I don't be knowing what to expect. Like I know it's gonna be something cool, crazy, whatever, but nah, man, I'm short, bro. I even had I was on the phone earlier with Marty, and I had called him, asked him something about this music thing my friend needed me to ask him about or whatever, and I was like, bro, I really am. Like, I'm not that tall. So I asked my son, I was like, are you taller than me? He was like, yes. I was like, see, I told you I'm short.
I understand your philosophy now because you may be tall to somebody, but you are also short to somebody else. There we go. So you are a short, tall king.
And I'm average height for my family.
If you are average height, then how tall is your fucking family?
I'm taller than most of them, but like there's just certain parts, like especially on my dad's side, like all of my aunts are like 5'9", 5'10", 6 foot. Uncles are like 6'1".
Oh, so they're my height. Because I'm like 5'10".
Yeah. Then like one of my cousins, Damien's like 6'8". I think Corey's like about 6'4", 6'5", maybe. My other cousin who's just above me, like we're about the same height. His brother's about our height. Like a lot of the people on that side of the family are extremely tall. Even on my mom's side of the family, there's some height over there too.
This brother is basically, his entire family is just a roller coaster. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
It's funny because on my mom's side, the shortest first cousin, she's like 5'7" or so. 5'6", 5'7", maybe. She's the shortest one. Then it goes up to about 5'8", like my sister. And then the next girl cousin, she's like right at like 6 foot. Her and my daughter.
Jesus Christ. Hey,
all the boys are
discriminate.
6 foot up.
Listen, people love it. Listen, I don't discriminate. I don't care if you're tall, short, average height like me. If you are a good person, welcome. If you are a shitty person, I'm going to crack my jokes even harder. I'm gonna make you cry.
Yeah. Like that one dude we had to run up out of here a few weeks ago. Like it was like, okay, I'm
I think I blocked him on YouTube, so he can't even come back.
cool.
Because
Because I
he was on
was
that
letting him
bullshit.
make it at first, and then it had just gotten to be too much, and I was like, you know what?
He was on that bullshit. He was on that bullshit.
That's
Like one thing about it, we're open to letting anybody come through, but if you come off as passive aggressive or straight up aggressive, you can get the fuck up out of here because we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But also, before we get into today's show, Dwayne, what highlight reel? I keep calling it because we're friends here, but highlight reel would have been here. However, he had a family emergency that he had to go take care of, so he plans to be here next week. In the meantime, we sending him and the entire highlight family our well wishes, and hopefully everything is the best. Hopefully, he comes back with some good news. But he told us to keep the show running and keep the ball going, and that's exactly what we are going to do this week in wrestling. I went from the West Coast to the East Coast, back to the West Coast, back to the East Coast. A lot of flying. What did I miss?
A few little things here and there. We had another. Let's take it back to SmackDown first.
Yeah, because we already covered everything from Thursday and back. The start of SmackDown.
We had a Punk Roman Seth triangle promo on SmackDown.
Was it really a promo? Because I watched it before I got in the air. Because I was watching it live. Because my flight left at like 5 Eastern. The show was still going.
Right. Yeah.
Right when it started. And I was watching my VPN. I was watching through my VPN because when they're international, I want to watch it live so I can avoid spoilers. And the way my entire setup is set up, I can watch it on my phone because I have a VPN everywhere because I don't trust y'all niggas. So I watched it live. Is it just me or SmackDown in general just rolling with the punches because they're overseas? Because that show was not great.
I'll be honest with you. I think it's the WWE overall. I think it's having that tour happen before Mania while you're building up to your biggest show of the year. I think that has a lot to do with why we're getting the type of shows that we're getting. And I think it has more to do with the crowd reaction from the European crowds isn't always the same as the ones you're going to get from the American crowds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they're having a good time. Like from the crowd standpoint, I'm loving every second because they are loud, they are rowdy. I love those. So I love the international crowds. Like they on tempo, they on beat when certain things. The whole yeet, they on like everything is flowing perfect. But if you take away the crowd,
it's okay at best. I mean, like there's just certain things about it that like I don't know. I guess they're just slow building everything. And we have to understand we're still like about 3.5 or so weeks away at
3
this
weeks.
point. Right. So there's still technically not 6, like 5, 6, 7 more shows left before we get to Mania between Raw and SmackDown. So there's a lot of TV time. That's anywhere at least 4.5 to 5 hours a week or more. Let's just say 4.5 to 6 hours a week television that they have to fill up. So I mean, there's a lot of time left. However, I do think that this European tour is kind of throwing it off. But at the same time, they need to do a better job of selling us on these matches, why these matches are important. And a lot of this illogical booking decisions, like with triple threat matches and special guest referees, so on and so forth.
Oh, we definitely gonna talk about that Raw show. But for SmackDown, I can tell you my highlights was Naomi.
Oh, bro. Like that's why I wrote that down, brother.
Bro.
Bro.
Here we
Yeah,
go,
that
sound like Vince Russo again.
like that one, man. They've been knocking it out of the park every time they've been on the screen together. And not only have they been doing it on screen, but they've been keeping it up on social media. And if you're
Yeah.
following these ladies on Twitter and Instagram, I mean, they are not letting up. Every day it's something else. And they keep it going. And I mean, this has, I think, that social media aspect of them keeping it going and them being so good at it has made these segments on TV that much more palatable. And her just coming out to not only cost Jade the match, but then attack her afterwards the way she did, wearing caution tape gear.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
I'm just glad that they let her get her lick back, because her getting lit up at the Elimination Chamber and then that exact same week on SmackDown rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. But then it's like they let her get a lick back, and this was 2015 Naomi. Remember when she turned on Sasha Banks?
Bruh.
Yeah.
She was laying it in.
Like when
Let's
she was
just
like,
say that she was laying it in.
one thing I could always appreciate about Bianca and Naomi is they have particular work punches that look like they are actually beating your ass.
Yes.
No matter how big you are, because they're not out here trying to they got their fists balled up and they laying them in, but it don't ever look, it don't, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't connect, but it looks like it connects.
I
And you
think
could say it's a Tennessee slash Florida thing, because they are from the South.
yeah. I think that those two ladies have the best two working punches in WWE right now. Period. Man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
Man or woman. Because their working punches look, like you said, they look, I mean, it is no other way to describe it than it looks like you said, they legit beating somebody's ass. And the speed at which they do it, the way they strike down.
I think it all
Um,
helps because if I pay attention to everybody else's work punches, they also stump when they punch,
yes.
and it make it look a little too choreographed. Whereas with them,
Yeah.
they don't stump; they literally just throw their fists.
The other thing is the shoulder slap that some people do for the extra sound of the punch
Mm-hmm.
or slap or whatever. You
Mm-hmm.
don't see much of the extra theatrics with theirs. It just looks like a really solid hit. Like you thinking like,
Oh, you talking about when they punch and you can still see their hand and say "pow," and you be like,
no,
"Come
I'm
on."
talking about the little uppercut.
Oh, when they do an uppercut and they slap their shoulder.
Yeah, the uppercut, the open hand slap, what have you, that whole thing. Like we see it and it's kind of hidden, but if you know the business, you know what they're doing and you hear the noise and it just connects for you.
Yeah,
But the
especially
way
if you're
you
friends with wrestlers, they talk about it all the time.
exactly their punches, like I try to find where they're pulling the punch and you can't look. It's hard to pinpoint where they're pulling that punch. And that's what I love about a good working punch is when you can't pinpoint where they're pulling.
Oh yeah. So what do we see this Naomi and Jade situation going? Because now I got it. I ain't gonna lie. Their social media stuff as well as this has me ready for SmackDown. Like they are
Yes.
definitely the bright spot of SmackDown.
Definitely. And like this and the like this was like the best part of SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie. Like this week. And I know I wrote down the other thing on the notes, but I'm sorry. This was like my favorite part of SmackDown. Because it was just I mean, I know the promo and everything else, like with Punk, Seth, Roman, all that.
Yeah, we'll
Okay
get
was
back to that in a
cool.
second because I got some thoughts on that.
But this right here, I'm looking forward to SmackDown this Friday, and then seeing how they're going to do that, and then what they're going to do from there. Because at that point, we'll be about 2 weeks away from Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like, okay, we're 2 weeks away from Mania, and you're having this match on SmackDown right now. Like, where are we going with this leading up to Mania? So
Right.
it's like I'm not looking past Friday SmackDown. I'm just looking forward to what they're going to do to see what that's going to lead to next.
Facts. And to rewind it back, the Roman, Seth, and Punk,
Mm-hmm.
I felt a little underwhelmed when I watched this. Because by the time, because Roman has his long ass entrance. By the
Mhm.
time Roman's entrance was done and Seth Rollins came out, that's when I had to take off. So
Yeah.
I basically missed the promo live, but luckily I was and Delta's internet was glitching like a motherfucker. So I was basically like 2 hours without internet until I got like 3 hours in this guy because it's a 5-hour flight from the East Coast to the West Coast at a minimum. So I watched it back. I watched the highlight back, and I'm like, that's it. We got
Yeah,
Roman
that was
Reigns out
about
here
it.
talking about acknowledge your tribal chief, which stick to acknowledge me, please. Straight. Like it was too slow. He talks too slow as is. It's like, acknowledge me. Like you talk about acknowledge your tribal chief. Like the crowd already pops as soon as you say acknowledge. So
Right.
while they're going crazy, all you hear is tribal chief. Like you don't, it doesn't flow. But and then Seth Rollins out here talking about Punk as if he's freaking a murderer.
Bro,
Because
he
that's another thing
put him
about
over
stuff. I don't
big
know if
time.
it's intentional or not, but it's him
Mhm.
complaining about Punk leaving is starting to put a bad taste in my mouth. Because I'm like, bro, that's all you got.
Yeah, and it's his main thing with him, and it was a thing for so long. And I just don't think he's gotten it fully out of his system yet. And I think that's why he keeps bringing it up. But one thing that I think Seth could pivot towards on the build up to the match with Punk, personally, just between the two of them,
Yeah.
is speak on how you feel like he's interrupted your shot at what you're looking for because he stepped in and you felt like he took over a spot that you were aiming for, like you got pushed down or held down because of him or something. Like use something more recent. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
How you feel like he got lucky when he got that pin over you on the first Netflix on Raw, the
And
Raw on
and
Netflix.
then,
Sorry.
like I feel like the beef should be, hey, I feel like you got lucky, and then I feel like it's a fluke because Roman basically took the win, gave
Right,
me the win. So
right,
I need to beat you
right.
indefinitely to prove that I'm the best. And then when it comes to Roman, I just fucking hate you. Like,
Yeah.
let's just be real. I just hate you. That's what they can go with, and I'm pretty sure they can go with that because, like you said, we have 3 weeks left until WrestleMania, so that could be the direction they could go. But I just feel like they didn't have the clothes to show with this. If that was
No.
the case, because like pull apart brawls are cool, but it's
Mhm.
like for them to have a pull apart brawl and then every time for like almost every other second they stop, yelled at each other, and pointed at the WrestleMania sign. Like,
I
come on,
mean,
bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm into it just because of the three guys that's in it. Just to be
Oh, trust
perfectly
me,
honest.
me complaining isn't how I'm reacting live. Like, and when I'm watching this show,
Mhm.
I'm into it. But when I'm having time to like sit back and process,
The
I'm like,
rewatch and analyzing it and stuff.
yeah, I'm like,
It's you
from
start to
if I hate you, I'm not
yeah,
gonna stop and point at the WrestleMania sign. I'm just gonna beat your ass.
bro. And here's the thing: if I hate you that much, and you call me Grimace, bro, it's go time, bro. Like, nah, bro, you're not about to sit up here and call me Grimace. Like, nah. And what did he call Roman? Like Big Chief or
Big Chief. He said,
Big
Big
Chief?
Chief
Like,
Grimace.
you just call me like
Did you just call me
nah,
fat?
like yeah, like what the fuck is this? Like, come on. But for sure, if you call me Grimace, bruh, like it's time to throw hands. Like, nah, you ain't about to sit up here like I would at least what the fuck you say? Say it again. Say it again. Say it
Say it
again.
again. Say it again.
Like, and shout out to Roman wearing the reimagined fives though. I
Oh
did
yeah,
love to
I
see that.
noticed that. I was like, bro, one thing we ain't got to be disappointed in is Roman shoe game.
Exactly. But like, nah, it just even when you look at what they wear and how they come to the ring or whatever, Like Roman may look like he's in chill mode, but he's got on like his brand Jordan sweats and his merch tee and some clean, crispy Jordans. Punk looked like he like sometimes I might be homeless and I might not be. I might have money and I might not. I don't know. And then Seth got to be the most like I gotta have on whatever drip King Troy lays out for me because
What's
I need
hilarious
to look
about Punk is
fresh.
this man will shave his beard and have it back the next week.
Like no time, no time. Like in the thing that pains me about stuff like that, like if I mess up my edge up on my beard, it takes forever for it to grow back in, especially on the one side of my face. And so I'm like, I hate you because yours just like overnight. He just
Just
shave it and then like Monday and then by Friday for SmackDown, boom, it's back. Like he could literally have a clean shaven face on Raw and then have a beard on SmackDown the same week. That but that's them genetics. He got them genetics. I don't have that complexion protection when it comes to facial hair acumen.
all right. So now that we got our opinions out of the way, let's digest the reaction to this build to this particular match. How are we analyzing this build, the reaction to this? Because I'm seeing mixed reactions. I'm seeing some people are accepting it as it is, and some people are like,
Mhm.
"That's the fucking it." Like we
Right.
wasting the Roman Reigns rare appearance on just this. We can't even get him to show to do a proper build. Everything is like everybody who cuts a promo about Roman Reigns is basically advertising the Roman Reigns appearance as opposed to him just showing up because he hates this person.
Right. Another thing that I've seen is that people are still wondering about the favor that Heyman owes Punk.
Mhm.
The obvious references of him not only being Roman's wise man, but his as well. And then another thing that people are really like starting to call for or look for is where's the stipulation? Why are they doing this?
Right.
Is it just because everybody screwed everybody? Now you're all pissed at each other, and that's the thing that I think is the most frustrating about the whole build up to the match is that it just seems like they're just doing it because they don't like each other and they screwed each
Because
other over.
if they want stipulations, I can go off the top of the dome. Roman Reigns wins. Punk's favor is null and void. Seth Rollins wins. He's the number one. Seth Rollins. Who put it this way? We got two stipulations. Roman Reigns wins. Punk's favor is null and void. If CM Punk or Seth Rollins wins, they become the number one contender for the world heavyweight title. If Roman wins, he can become the number one contender for whichever title he wants. Because I don't know which brand this man is on, because he appears on both shows. So I don't know if he's on Raw or SmackDown. So yeah, they can become the number one contender if we want to throw a stipulation in there. Like, give us some stakes, because just having the match just to have the match is like not appealing to me, because I need a reason to give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of entrances and entrance farming and all this stuff and aura farming, as the kids say, I
Mm-hmm.
have no reason to be moved by this triple threat match. And that's just me keeping the bean in the buck. Because one thing I may be many things, but a liar is not one of them.
I can appreciate it for just having it for what it is. It's just being a triple threat match between the three of them, just because they hate each other. But me personally, I'm still looking for like that deeper meaning, that deeper reason. Why am I actually tuning in? What is going to make me like hook me for this match? And I have not seen that yet. I'm still, like I said, I'm still interested just because of the three guys involved. But it's like there has to be a plot twist or an up in the ante some kind of way somehow to like truly get people involved. Because again, and I always try to tell hardcore fans this Mania build up in this season, and a lot of the times Mania itself is not for us. It's for the casuals.
Because they know
It's
we're going to
for
watch.
right. We're gonna watch. We're gonna complain. We're gonna talk about it online, whether we love it or we hate it. We're going to be there no matter what. It's the fact of will the fringe people and the people who are getting back into wrestling and the casual fans, the parents of these kids who want to go to these shows and wear this merch and buy the pay-per-view or whatever and watch it or whatever. It's those people that they're trying to reach and hit on. And these are three huge names in the business over the course of the last, 10 plus years or what have you, that are
Mm-hmm.
going at it at Mania. So that in and of itself will attract a lot of people. Now, for people like us, we need that extra something to get us into it and to really draw us closer in as far as being truly locked in. Like, okay, I'm vested in this match, not just I'm gonna watch, but I'm vested in the match. There's a difference.
Oh yeah, like I can tell you right now, this match is for my sister. She's you have casual, and then you have her.
Mhm.
Like she watches only for Roman. I'm just telling you that right now. She's only watching it for Roman. So if I tell her, hey, Roman is wrestling at WrestleMania, whichever night, she's like, okay, tell me which one. And she's locked in. She don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. She just know, hey,
Mhm.
Roman, I'm locked in. Same with the Usos. I'm locked in. She's basically a normal bloodline stan, if you will. She
Yeah.
likes everybody in the bloodline, but she's not
Okay.
she's not making it their personality to be weird about it online.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, that's who you want to capture though, because she's vested and
Mm-hmm.
she's going to want to watch and she's going to see a different t-shirt or something and maybe want like, hey, you know what, I may want that t-shirt now, or like,
Oh, you know how
where's
many
the
shirts did she watch? I mean, she bought at Mania in Philly when she was there,
see, that's what
and they
I'm
was all
saying,
bloodlines. It
bro.
was all bloodline shirts.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This is for them. This ain't for us. It's for them. And we have to be accepting of this. And we have to realize that not everything is for us. And it's not meant to be for us. And that's okay. That is
Yeah,
okay. We just have to grow to accept it.
yeah.
It
I
is
mean,
what
I
it
know.
is.
Trust
But
me, I get it.
I'm still watching. I'm still interested. I want to see the promos and everything else. It's just that, where's the other thing? And that's what
Uh,
I think people are looking for, waiting for.
We're looking for that extra oomph that
Right.
drives it into high gear because, like you say, like I said, we're 3 weeks away from WrestleMania,
Right.
and it's like, hey, we need to step it up, lock in, like lock in. And the reason why I say
Right.
lock in because this episode of Raw that we just sat through wasn't that good. It was not that good. I'm just gonna keep it a bean in the book.
Bro, what's so funny about this one is that I didn't watch it live. You and
Mm-hmm.
Highlight did. And so as y'all are chatting about it, I'm like, so you're telling me just watch the highlights?
And I was like,
Like,
well,
yeah,
yes,
pretty much.
nigga.
Save yourself the 2.5 hours, watch the highlights.
And
And
it
of
was like
course I
it wasn't even 2.5 hours. It was like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like
it was something like, yeah, it was
the
something
time
like that.
decreased.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I watched everything and I started dozing off, and I'm like, okay, I see what they said. Just watch, just breathe through and watch the highlights. This is, I'm like, and like, I'm excited to watch it, but I'm just like, goodness gracious.
Like you
And I'm
said,
telling
this
myself,
wasn't for us. This episode of Raw was not
this
for
is
us.
not for us. Exactly. This is why I chose to, I was handling some business and stuff, you know, earlier in the day and didn't watch. And then like that evening, like normally when it would come on live here, like 7 o'clock or whatever at my time, I
Mm-hmm.
was in the middle of watching women's college basketball because it was LSU and Florida State, then it was UConn, and then it was USC and Mississippi State. So I was like, nah, I gotta watch. So I'm watching that, and I'm like, I'll watch Raw later. And I'm excited to watch and everything. And even like today, when I finished watching it and stuff, I was still like, I had to put it on while I was moving around in the kitchen just to stay up and finish watching it. Because if I would have just sat down and just like laid
You
back,
would
kicked
fell
my
asleep
feet up over
again.
there, I would have fell asleep. I'm telling you, this is why I made lunch for me and my daughter. I made us some chicken wings, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put Raw on while I make these wings, and I'm gonna start making these wings right now, so that way I can get through a good portion of this and like get like into it, and so that way I'll feel like okay, I need to finish watching it. So once I finished doing that, and then I had to run an errand, I came back and then I sat down and I ate while I finished watching Raw. So that way I could finish it. It was, bruh, I'm telling you, this was one of those Raws where it was clearly not for us. And I was just like,
It was clearly
yeah,
not for us, but it's also okay for us to criticize it because
right.
y'all could have did better. Like,
Yeah.
if you was in Scotland, you deserved a better show than that.
And the crazy thing about it is the European fans do not get these events very often. So they're going to go nuts for whatever it is they do or say. And the WWE knows that. And that's, again, part of the reason why I bring up the fact of holding the European tour before Mania instead of after Mania.
Oh, they still got one
Because
after. They got one for Clash of Castles
it's this summer.
in August for Clash of
Yeah.
Castles. So
It's
they
gonna
going back.
be it's gonna be in the summer. And it's just, I don't know, bro. It's like, it's just weird how they're doing it because those audiences are gonna be hot for any and everything. And there are certain storylines and
Almost.
things like that. We're gonna get to that.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to get to that.
I'm about to say almost everything because we got
But
one thing
in
that we're paying
particular,
attention to.
yes. But it's like they're getting mostly the reaction that they wanted from these other stories and storylines. And then there's certain ones that they're just not getting the reaction they thought they get or they want to get or they felt like they should. And so that's why I think we're seeing a certain storyline linger and play out. Whereas you're seeing John Cena and Cody come out and it's another angry Cena. I mean, another Cena rant and then another angry Cody promo.
Basically, a
No.
repeat of last week. It's basically once in a lifetime part 2. Because remember, once in a lifetime with John Cena and The Rock.
But at least with them two, we got some fiery promos between the two of them. Like, this just seems like two guys, like one guy is whining and belly aching like a chicken shit heel, and then the other one is just like the angry baby face, like, why'd you betray me? And that's what we're getting from the two of them back to back. With The Rock and Cena, we know there was some real life heat between the two of them, but like at least we got some good quality promos and exchanges between the two of those guys both times. It may not have hit every single time, but for the most part, when they had reaction,
I watched the story of, because you know WWE Vault likes to upload like content.
they got that one up there.
They got the story of John Cena and The Rock from 2011 to 2013.
Bro,
And I watched it back.
I'm about to pull it up and watch that later. I appreciate you telling me that.
And I watched it back twice actually. Last week and the week before, and I'm like, yo, this is actually some good shit. Some of The Rock's promo did age poorly because it was hit for the time, but yeah, definitely John Cena definitely slaughtered The Rock on the mic. Yeah, he definitely did. And I think I said it. And I think I said it last week, or I said it on one of these shows, Public Enemies Thursdays, or here. I feel like this John Cena, I think I said it in the group chat. I feel like this John Cena heel turn is like a decade too late.
Yeah, I remember. I do remember y'all. I believe y'all did hit on that on the Enemies
on Thursday.
Talk about
and this promo right here feels just recertified that feeling.
Yeah,
I was like,
this
ain't hitting.
I want to say, you said it. Like, it almost felt like he had this one in the chamber after the first promo.
It was me and Graham said that. It was like, bro, I feel like he was sitting.
After the first promo in Brussels, I want to say that's the way y'all phrase it. Like, he had this one locked and loaded for so long. That's why it sounds so old, because he been waiting to get this off. And it really does feel like this was like, 2011, 12, 13 Cena turning heel and cutting this promo, as opposed to 2025 Cena.
Because if you look at it, he's talking about, this people were booing him, this, that, and the third. Bro, they ain't been booing this man before the heel turn since 2016, 2017. Like when he
Yeah,
started showing up less and less, that's when they cheered him the most. Like, bro, we're not finna sit here and act like that 2021 Money in the Bank return wasn't one of the loudest pops in the last 5 years.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I remember I can point to like that 2018 run up to Mania in New Orleans with the squash match against Taker.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he went from, I believe, in my opinion, from getting just solid boos to solid cheers every time he appeared. It's been
Mm-hmm.
since about 2018, I'll say, because I was at that Mania and I remember the pops and everything for Cena. You know, and it was even when he came to the ring and like Taker ended up popping up or whatever, like Cena was still getting these insane pops. And ever since then, and I think people love that he wanted to fight Taker and he gave Taker another match at Mania and he squashed him and everything and he was gracious about it. I think that basically endeared him to the fans, him trying to call out Taker and like, this is the one thing I haven't done in my career. And then he still didn't beat Taker at Mania or whatever. But I think that's what started endearing him to the fans. And if he was more along the lines of taking the posture like, you know, I gave you guys everything for all these years, and you did cheer me and everything. But now I'm doing this for me, and I don't care how I go about doing it. I'm doing this for me. This is not for you. Instead of taking the posture of y'all booed me and y'all didn't, bro, they haven't done that in years, like we just said. So take a different avenue. You can still be a dickhead heel who
Right.
out self just admit like, yeah, I'm doing this for myself. Fuck y'all.
And he kind of did that here when he was like, I'm gonna be the last real world champion. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, brother, I'm gonna keep it a bean in a buck. You how do I think I kind of lost my train of thought, but it's like I feel like what because they still haven't even mentioned The Rock
No.
outside of Pat McAfee on
Like,
commentary. They have not mentioned The Rock. What is
exactly.
the reason that you align with The Rock? Why, if Cody didn't sell his soul, why did you?
Mhm.
The whole
And that
people hating people stuff,
Mhm.
I don't care about that. Why did you sell your soul for number 17?
Bruh, it's like
And they have one more appearance. Next week is the last appearance from John Cena before WrestleMania. Unless they announce one more appearance, that's it.
right. I'll say that,
And
yeah, because I like to
I
say the
need them to
last
turn
step
it
up
up.
here. Yeah. And this is one where we need to hear that connection there. We need to know and see why that connection is there. The only way this works and they do not address it then is if they have something pre-recorded or taped or a vignette shot or something like that with Cena Rock, however, and then they play that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and then even then,
Bring back the live via
build a
satellite.
mania. We need something like that live via satellite, and you see them two like on some movie set or something, chilling, drinking champagne and enjoying like lobster tails and steak and shit, like just living up life, yucking it up. Like we're gonna make sure, and then like hell, bring some of the board members on, even if they fake.
Mhm.
We having a meeting and we just decided, Cody, like this is the way this needs to go. So either you on board with it or not, but it's gonna happen. Like some power move type shit, and have Cena in a suit because you know how he is with dinner. You got to wear a suit at dinner and stuff. That
Mhm.
was part of his heel run on Total Divas.
Yeah, have you seen clips? I've
Real
seen clips. I still haven't watched the whole show, but I've seen clips.
brother, brother, that was his original heel turn. Trust me, that was his original heel turn, and
Yeah, my
I
sister always told me about
love
Total Divas. That's how I knew about it. I was like, "Oh, you actually watching that?" She's like, "Yeah, it's
it.
good." I was like, "Oh, okay."
This is when I became such a Jimmy Uso fan.
Ah,
Yes, trust me.
yeah,
Like, no,
but yeah,
it's good stuff. But anyway,
yeah, I like your idea. Like, give it something. And the reason why I say that because I
mhm,
saw that they announced. I saw it on Twitter, and I said it. If they do not turn up the heat on this next week, we're gonna have a conversation next week on this show, not on Twitter,
mhm.
because Discourse does not translate well on social media.
Not at all.
We have
Not at all.
podcasts for a reason. Tune in every
Exactly.
Tuesday and Thursday. We talk about it on there because you're
No.
going to articulate what we're going to articulate what we got to say. But if they
Right.
do not turn up, I'm telling you from my point of view how I react. If I hit you with a text, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna hit y'all. I'm gonna hit the group chat, and be like,
It's
I'm just
time for
gonna.
that talk.
It's time for that talk. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm like, it's time for that talk. If they do not turn up on next week's show, because it's the last time we see John Cena before WrestleMania, we got problems. Because it's only so much you people promos I personally can take. Because one is outdated because these you people ain't been booing you for years. They was literally on board for you retiring and giving you your flowers for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, you like, oh, you're gonna forget the name Ric Flair. You're gonna forever remember John Cena. You're threatening me with a good time, John. You're not making me boo you any better because I'm like, okay, I will gladly forget about Ric Flair. I'll do the rap-a-doo as opposed to the woo. Like, trust me, I promise. Even though you ain't got the big gold belt, I need you to bring back the big gold belt.
Bro, listen.
But
I just
it's just
need
I'm
them
like, I'm
to,
ready for them to turn up. That's all it is. That's my only complaint.
and that's what I think it is across the board with a lot of different of these storylines and matches heading into Mania. And one of the ones that kind of hit on that, like, let's turn it up a notch, and it was pretty one-sided, was the whole Charlotte Tiffany thing. And
Rewinding back to SmackDown. I forget. I knew I forgot something on SmackDown.
I kept thinking of it, and I didn't realize it until, like, I'm thinking of like what's all going into, and that's what made me rewind it back to SmackDown with that one. But like, we need everybody else to get this back going, and the way they got theirs going is Charlotte basically like gave Tiffany a training class on how to cut a live promo against somebody that's not really
Brother. We're not gonna say bro. Our thing is brother. We're
brother,
reclaiming brother, like Macho Man.
brother,
Fuck
good
Hogan. Brother. Look here, brother. Charlotte deep fried Tiffy.
Yep, pretty much.
Man, I'm like, I just
she's
sat
a
there. I was just like, God.
yeah.
Like, you know how you sit there, you be like, fight back, nigga, fight back. I was like, fight back, Tiffy, fight back.
Like, come on, like, at least, are you gonna pinch the bitch? Like, do something.
She said, Charlie said, you are not even the hottest thing in the company, let alone SmackDown, that you are the champion of. I'm like,
Ooh,
girl.
bruh, it was like, ooh. I was like, oh, damn. And then she kept like, bruh, when she let her talk first and then interrupted her, I was like, oh, man, this ain't gonna turn out good. I was like, all right, Tiffany, it's time to fight back. And when I saw her like visibly, when you can hear somebody stutter, but when you visibly see them stutter,
she was shook as a motherfucker.
Bruh, I was like, dang, man, they ain't prepare you for this. They ain't give you no pointers or nothing. Boy, they left you. It almost made it seem like they did that on purpose so that she would get cooked. Like they set her up for failure.
I feel like they did this to give her, and I could play the devil's advocate. I feel like they did this to test her to see how she would react and be like, okay, we're not gonna do that again.
More live promos for you.
No more live promos for you because we got to work on that. And it kind of has me questioning what the hell are they teaching them down in the PC when it comes to this type of stuff? Do they prepare them for live promos to where it goes off the cuff, or do they just say, hey, stick to the script? Because even her comebacks felt like I'm sticking to the script. Whereas Charlotte was just like, because she was like, I am the champion. And then Charlotte was like, via cash in. I'm like, so but look, listen, this is how I can break it down. Tiffany was there on a teleprompter sermon, whereas Charlotte was there on some Real Housewives of Atlanta or North Carolina Zeus Network type shit. That's her vibes. That's the vibes I got out of this.
Gotcha. That
That's the
makes sense.
vibes.
That makes sense. I'm not as like ingrained in the like reality TV world, but I
I'm
get the
not either. But whenever I go to my brother's house, he's always watching fucking Zeus. And I know that aura, the vibe that
Yeah.
Charlotte was on. That's
Yeah.
exactly what she was on. She was on that Zeus network shit.
Got you.
Listen, and you got anything else on this? Because I'm about to wrap it up. Because listen,
Not really.
moral is
This was the only one that I said where it's ramped up and it's like, oh shit, we on our way to Mania. Like
oh yeah,
that's
because
how this
the
one
pull
feels.
apart brawl, and then this. I'm like,
We
all right.
on our way now. Like I'm ready. I am ready. I'm invested in this one.
Got us walking around like SpongeBob. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
But that scene of Cody is like one of them scenes where you see him and Patrick, like they just sitting around like thinking, like waiting for something to happen. That's what Cena. It's like, okay, we're watching this because obviously this is SpongeBob and Patrick is on screen. Like something's cool about to happen or funny or whatever. We're just waiting for it to happen, and it hasn't happened yet. And that's how I'm feeling about this. Like we're tuned in because it's Cody Rhodes. He's been champ for a year, and this is John Cena, one of the goats, unquestionably one of the goats.
And that's
And
another
you're
thing.
like,
Like we can give flowers to Cody. Like he has not faltered since winning that title because
no,
usually, and that's another thing that they could have went with John Cena was resentment. Like he could have been like resenting and jealous of Cody because it's like, bro, there was at one point where I was the world champion, the WWE champion for over a year in 26 from 2006 to 2007, and they resented me for it. Whereas you're the WWE undisputed champion for going on a year, and they love you even more.
yeah. And the thing is, man, he's still getting the pops and the reactions and the merch sales and the everything else that you require of a guy to carry the ball, lead the company, be QB1 as he labeled himself, or what have you. He's hitting all of those intangibles. And whether or not we as the hardcore obsessed fans love it, like it, feeling different, whatever, he's working for the crowd that they're shooting for, which are the kids and whatnot, and the ladies and whatnot, and the people who love just a white meat baby face. He's just glad to be here. I finished my story. I made my daddy proud. Like
Mhm.
I'm gonna
It's
represent.
relatable.
I'm gonna be a
Cody's
fighting.
relatable in certain
Right,
points.
right. Even though his look with the suits and everything's tailored and whatnot comes off as kind of heelish,
Mhm.
his whole persona of who he is and what he's doing and why he's doing it is classic babyface. And
Yeah.
this is why, like, Cena turning heel the way he did basically helped Cody push further into that stratosphere of being the guy, the babyface to carry the company forward. Because you had the guy who has done this for 2 decades. And when he finally turned heel, and you're looking at you and him and The Rock and Travis Scott, three of the most popular people on the planet, whooping your ass in the middle of the ring, and it's just going to make people love Cody more. So they
Mhm.
have something there. They just got to tap a little bit deeper into it and pull from that angle of him turning on Cody and siding with The Rock. They got to tap into that, and I think hopefully next week they give you what you want, because I can imagine what that text gonna look like.
Yeah, what I'm saying, I'm like, bro, I'm going in with not high expectations. I'm going in expecting something to move the story along. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at y'all. I'm be like, all right, bro, it's time to talk. I'm finna. That text that y'all gonna see from me is gonna be like that disappointed father, be like, all right, let's have a talk.
Yeah, it's time to talk.
It's time to talk. Just like Stephanie Verkera just retained her NXT Women's Championship against Jada Parker because of Jordan Grace. For those of
I
you who don't know.
literally just put it on, and the match is still going.
Oh, well, my bad. I'm ahead of you. Speaking of ahead,
Yeah, y'all. Mine's is always behind, bro. Like everybody's.
I just realized that. I was like, wait a minute. You are an hour behind and your TV is behind. Like, Jesus.
Yes.
Texas is just behind for some reason. What is happening? But what is not behind though is this story direction that they're going with Jey Uso. Apparently, it's time for him to lock in.
And they pulled the perfect person into that storyline to help him do it.
Big Jim.
Big Jim. They pulled the perfect person into this storyline to get him to do it. One or two ways I see this potentially going. I see either Big Jim getting his ass whooped by Gunther.
Oh, he is.
Like, I mean, just demolished. Like, he just gets like beat the fuck up to the point where Jay got to come out and try to save him.
I feel like this is the story that they're going. You don't even have to give me another pitch. I feel like that is the story that they're going with because Jimmy is like, bro, you slipping on the dive that we've been doing for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
You tripped over a spear that you've been hitting, like you literally just hit it on Austin Theory, and now
5-10 minutes earlier.
5-10 minutes earlier, and now you when Gunther get here, you're second guessing yourself. You're overthinking it. You're doing the most. And I like the fact that they gave him that backstage promo where he was like, "Hey, bro, you can't beat Gunther." And he was like, and Jay was about to get emotional because Jay is an emotional guy. Story, that's character continuation for those of you who like to for those who like to bitch about character long-term story. That's literally Jay's MO from 2020, probably before. He's an emotional person. He's a crash out Jay. So Jimmy was like, nah, it ain't that fact. I'm not saying you can't beat him. This version of you can't beat him. I need the right hand man. I need main event. Not by title, but I need main event Jey Uso to lock in.
Yes. And it's all part of Big Jim's plan, whether he has to whoop Gunther's ass and get Jay to realize you could do this too, or get my ass whooped and realize, like, look, if I can't do it, I know you can. Like, either way, like, he's putting himself out there for his brother. And that's what you want to see. And that's what I expect to see, coming up on Monday. And I think that this is going to be something that's going to add the extra layer of emotion into this on Jey Uso's part. And it's not just going to be people doubting me, because we've already got that. It's out there in the ethos, and we know what that is. But along the lines of, like we've been saying, how to turn some of this stuff up on the road to Mania, what better way than for him to hurt your brother?
Yeah, they're basically doing what I asked for last week. I was like, hey, they need to get personal. And I feel like this is what they're going to do. They're going to get personal. Jimmy is going to absolutely get destroyed by Gunther. Especially after that wild ass slap he gave him after hyping up Jay. Like, you heard that shit. I'm like,
and
he slapped the Gunther out of Walter.
Boy, look, he that's one of them I'm gonna slap 5 from your ass slaps, like literally, And I think Gunther's reaction to it afterwards spoke volumes, because it's almost as if, like, this, I got both of y'all now exactly where I want y'all, because he's already messed up in the head, messing up. So I got him. I just need to grab you to make sure you don't motivate and get him to lock in or whatever, and he doesn't have that extra help and support that he needs. Yep. So it's like Gunther's, like, his master plan is coming together or whatever, and they're seemingly falling right into it. That's where that layer of extra emotion is going to come in at, is that he's going to start to say how he's got them, like, I got you on lock, like I'm in your head, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nah, what you did was you pissed me off, and now I'm about to kick your ass and take your title. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how this build up needs to lay out. And that's what I think we need to see from this before we get that text and have that talk about this
Oh no, the only text is gonna be the John Cena one. John Cena and Cody. The text here, they've already got me in the right direction with this one. I already
Okay,
know they're going in the right direction with this one.
gotcha.
But as far as I'm watching that John Cena and Cody last confrontation like a hawk. Like, all right, y'all better give me a reason. give me don't give me a reason. Don't give me a reason to send that text. I have that text. Matter of fact, I got that text drafted right here. I'm ready for next week. But like, let's have a talk. It's time to talk about John Cena and Cody Rhodes. And next week is gonna be 3 p.m. show anyway. So we're gonna be they're in London. So there's gonna be a 3 p.m. show again. Next week's gonna be a midday Raw. So hey, trust me. Yeah. And I feel like they aren't they going, they're gonna be overseas all the way until WrestleMania, right?
I believe
Until that SmackDown before?
the week before Mania, I believe, is the week they get back.
Okay.
Because let me look at my calendar real quick. Because they're gonna be there. Let's see. They're gonna be there for SmackDown on Friday the 28th. Yeah, so Monday, what is that? The 31st, and I believe Friday the 4th. I think that's the last Raw and SmackDown in Europe. And then that week before Mania, the Raw would be on the 7th, and then Friday the 11th for SmackDown. I think those are back in the States.
Okay.
I mean, I could just look up the schedule that they have for the live events, but I'd just rather look at my calendar because I remember they said it was going to be the next 3 weeks. And that European tour is typically 2 to 3 weeks, roughly.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm locked in on this Jey Uso and Gunther story. Like, they finally turned the tie-outs in my book. So I'm hoping everything locks in. But yeah, Raw overall was just going by the books. Last bit I want to I guess we can talk about with Raw, because I didn't really. How are you feeling about this El Grande Americano stuff?
Look here, bro.
Me personally, I can't get offended on anybody's behalf, but at the same time, shit kind of ass too. But at the same time, I'm not finna harp on it. You have thoughts?
The only thing I have an issue with is the little Gulf of America thing. Like, that's real corny.
The Gulf of America. I looked at it, I was just like,
okay, whatever, bro. It would have been funnier if you used Gulf of Mexico and he's Grand Americano because he's supposed to be a luchador. But when they went all in with the Gulf of America thing and all of that, and I'm just like, all right, y'all leaning a little bit too far in a direction that's gonna be like, kind of whatever. But I mean, hey, that's what you choose to do. That's what you do. I can't make it no never mind or nothing like that. But it's just, what is this leading to? What is this going to pay off? Where is this going? What are we doing with this?
just vibes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we really doing? Like, I don't know. It's just like at first it was funny and it was cool, and I thought that it would lead to like maybe a Ray Phoenix on Aleister Black debut or something like that.
Or Chad Gable spending time in Mexico, like legit wrestling in Mexico.
Right. And I thought that maybe he would actually come back with some luchador moves. But he didn't.
He's literally just in a mask doing the same shit.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, this is like every other masked wrestler, gimmick. The only difference is he has tassels besides the mask on his knee pads, the boots, and his singlet. So you got tassels on everything and a mask, and that's it. Like, that's what you want me to get behind? Tassels and a mask? Like, bro, could you at least hit a Hurricane Rana or like a top rope dive or like?
I mean, he does the moonsault.
Like the moonsault. Bro, Evan Bourne did moonsaults and shit. Ricochet does 450s and stuff like that. Like they ain't luchadors.
I'm just
Like
bullshitting because I honestly, this was a part of the show where I just tapped out. I was mentally, I was watching on autopilot.
this was some of the stuff that I was like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep. And just like, why did he come out later on in the show to cut that promo?
Oh yeah, because I watched it on the VPN. I don't think anybody in the States saw it.
What
I
did that?
watched it.
What was that?
It was just a bullshit promo where he was just like, I'm like, bro, first of all, you're spreading your sickness if you actually have a sickness.
Thank you.
Let's start
Everybody
there.
said you're not wearing a mask. Why is he not wearing? Like they kept saying it. Like damn, bro. Like you can cut a promo in a mask. It's actually been done before.
Yeah. I used to do I talked on a microphone in a mask. It's muffled, but you can still hear if you talk loud enough. But yeah,
Bruh.
that whole thing was just like, I'm like, for starters, I'm not gonna get offended. I'm just like, well, that was kind of stupid.
It was stupid, and it's just like, what is it? What are we doing with this? Like, where is this going? And I don't see like a direction or something. Like, you know how some storylines you have, like it starts off and it looks kind of weird, sounds kind of weird or whatever, but it's like, okay, I can kind of see where they may go with this. Let me let it cook. And normally, you know me, I'm the king of letting it cook. Let it cook.
Mhm.
Let it cook. With this one, I'm just like, I don't know. This meal started off good, but it ended. It started turning bad quickly for some reason, and now I just want to get it over with because I want to see the end product.
Yeah.
And it's just like
It
I
started
don't
off
know.
tasty, but then they threw raisins in it.
They did something to it. They put too much salt, put some raisins. I don't know. Like let the cat get on the counter or something. Got hair in it. I don't know. Something happened to it, but it just
Yeah,
ain't
they
right.
definitely
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I run Max out the kitchen. Like, he don't get up. He's not big enough to get up on the counters, and he don't jump up on shit or nothing like that. It's just the fact that I don't want a dog in the kitchen while I'm
No,
cooking.
that sounds like me and my brother when I go to visit his dog Halo loves to run in the kitchen. And we be like, Halo, can you please move? Halo,
Yeah,
can you please move? Move, nigga. Like we and he move. Like he don't answer to his name, but as soon as I say move, nigga, then he answered.
yeah, that's a big dog though.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you've seen Halo.
Yeah, I've seen Halo. I've seen pictures of Halo. Halo's a big dog. Like
Sierra.
it. Oh, what's
She
up,
said, let it
Sierra?
play out.
I hey, look, and she knows like because like we've talked in spaces about stuff like this before. Like I'm normally like, let it play out, let them cook, and I'm just like, I'm starting to get impatient with this one because I'm like, what is this gonna like? What is the payoff? Like, what are we doing? But I mean, it honestly, like my real honest other feelings about this is this shows Chad Gable's range as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
We need to give him his flowers for what he's doing, like with this character and everything, and how his overall character has developed and branched off. And he's literally becoming their Kurt Angle or a version of their Kurt Angle, where he's this legit Olympic like wrestler, but and he has different layers to his game. But then it's all as far as that is concerned, being like a legit wrestler. But then now he's adding the comedic aspect and layers to his character and whatnot, and it's just getting better and better. And I'm loving that for him. It's just like I'm waiting to see where this story goes and what's going to be the payoff.
I think what's taking me out of it is because I just personally don't give a shit about the whole Americano type gimmick across
Yeah,
the board. Like when I didn't care for it when Hogan did it, when he was Mr. America, I didn't care for it. When it was another one like a Mr. America in the 90s or Captain or you know who I'm talking about, that American All American. It's like I just don't care about the
Mr.
whole
America or something like
Mr.
that.
America, something like that.
Yeah,
Like Captain some people know who I'm talking about. Like he was like his whole gimmick was similar to Hulk Hogan's Mr. America. I just don't care about those type of gimmicks. And I'm from America.
Mhm.
Like I just don't care. And I'm from a military family on top of that. Like the whole patriotic thing, like that's our thing. I just don't care for it in my wrestling. And that's okay. I promise.
Yeah. I want to know Like, and then the thing that I really didn't like about it, and it's just because I'm such a huge fan of Lucha Libre and their culture and everything, was taking the mask off of Dragon League. Like unmasking a luchador just to get a cheap pop on a Monday night, like that's not it. Like that's
Is it
W.
bad that I'm immune to it? Because they do it so damn often.
It's not even that they do it often. It's just that, like, I was there through the Monday Night Wars when Bischoff was doing this every other Monday Nitro with some of the luchadors that they had, and I didn't like it then. I don't like it now, but like now the level of that I feel strongly about it is more because I understand more of the culture and everything behind the mask and whatnot.
Oh,
And so that
for sure.
that part is like I don't really rock with that. Like
Especially,
if you know,
and I agree with you on that too. Because especially when I did a retro on Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio's feud over the mask,
Mhm.
I stumbled down a rabbit hole of the luchador mask and the importance of it. So it's like, trust me, from a historian point of view, I understand the pushback from people who are like, man, y'all got to stop doing this, like for that cheap win. Because even if for the niggas who like to do tribalistic shit, I don't even like it per se with AEW doing it sometimes.
Yeah, and I didn't like it when they did it to Gravity not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
They just did it to Gravity not long ago. I didn't like that either. And it's like on a random like collision episode or a random Monday Night Raw episode, even though their faces weren't actually fully exposed or anything, it's like it's just the respect of the culture and the mask and everything.
And
Like
it's like I get it. It's like, oh, it's a heel thing to do, but it's like when you do it so many times and so much, it loses its value.
right. And I think the fact that we just saw it on AEW like a week or two ago, and then to see it on WWE a week or so later, like I can't remember the last time WWE did it, but and I can't remember the last time AEW did it either. But when you just see both incidents like that on random, shows during the week back to back, it just kind of makes it adds to the desensitization of the whole situation. And I mean, it is what it is, but let's just say it leads to a mask versus mask match, on the SmackDown before Mania or night one or whatever the hell, or the Monday after Raw. That would be a dope like match to have, a mask versus mask match,
Yeah.
and have Dragon League go over and have him reveal like Chad Gable was, the Scooby Doo reveal, like something like that. Like that would be something, and even they could even have it to where like uh Dragon League gets hurt and he can't compete, and so boom, you bring out Ray Phoenix to compete for him, something like that.
Now
I
that's
don't know.
another
Just
thing
add
that's
spice.
interesting. For the promos for Ray Phoenix has been only on SmackDown. So is
Right.
he strictly going to be on SmackDown? I'm assuming.
I don't know because Big Jim was supposed to be on SmackDown and he's gonna be on Raw back to back weeks. Um,
Brand
Cody
split.
is
Who gives a
technically
fuck?
yes, Cody is technically the champion on SmackDown, but he's been on Raw.
Yeah.
Like it brand
Brand
split,
split.
whatever.
Whatever. Um,
It's a shared
speaking of
advertisement.
whatever and confusing shit, Rhea Ripley, Bianca, EO, Rhea Ripley, Bianca's now the guest referee for the rematch because Rhea is getting her rematch for the women's world title,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be next week
Mm-hmm.
with Bianca as the special guest referee.
Lord have mercy.
Why, you may ask? Because
New Day Rock. Oh my.
that's the vibe right there. It's just like vibes, man. Like there's
Whatever.
no reason.
Whatever.
It's just like a whatever. Like the way that EO has been getting disrespected is crazy though.
No, I don't. And it's the third time they've mushed her in the face.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like, why y'all disrespecting Io? Like, y'all put the belt on her and then you disrespect her? Like, what? Why?
I like how this particular render they just put her face on what you call it, Daphne's body.
You already know that's who that was. You already know that's who that was. Who else we gonna get to put a body double? We
They
can't.
could have just gave no fucks and put her on Jess's body.
The
Had
shirt.
Bianca's black face on a white body.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Like, they obviously don't give a damn because of the way they booking this whole angle. Like, let's not Photoshop it improperly. Let's at least have a decent Photoshop.
At least choose the black ref, please.
Thank you for choosing the right ref. Like, because my other thing is like the only other thing you can do is superimpose the shirt over Bianca some kind of way and try.
They
to
did it on the render for the actual show. This is from .com, but the actual show they literally superimposed. They put the ref shirt over her gear.
See, that's like the typical like WWE, like that's their creative like
let it play out.
That's a graphic design botch is what we'll call it. I couldn't think of the word for it, but yeah, that's a graphic design botch. But like, nah, man, like I don't know, bro. I feel like if y'all were gonna do a triple threat match, there was a better way to go about doing it.
Yeah, because it's so predictable. Like we've seen this story before. Or like, you want to know how I know we've seen the story before? Remember on SmackDown where we had a best of 7 series. Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade. And the final match was what? A guest referee. And who won? Neither one of them. Because LA Knight said, hey, we're going to have a triple threat match because both of y'all are going to get it. So what do we do now? A few months later, Rhea gets her rematch after bitching against Io. And Bianca is the guest referee. She has problems with both. And what is going to happen? A triple threat match because someone is going to either get DQ'd or it's going to be a no contest and it's going to be a pull apart brawl and Adam Pearce is going to come out practically on the verge of having a stroke from stress and he's going to be like, triple threat at WrestleMania. Now get out of like, you know how he likes to growl. So
I can see this being like a double count out or like a double disqualification. Like they both hit her or something and she disqualifies both of them. I could see something like that, some screwy type of, dusty finish or whatever you want to call it. But I could definitely
finish. I'm gonna call it that.
Definitely see something goofy like that happening, and then, like you said, Pierce just deciding, all right, you know what, that's it. But I think that this could have all been avoided had they just like said, if Rhea hadn't even lost, and then Io, like on the road to WrestleMania, beats Rhea Ripley, right, in a non-title match, or like pins her in a tag match one week, and then has like a match to say like, okay, if I beat you next week, I get injected into your Mania match with Bianca.
Here's where I feel like they saw the complaints about Io not being in the Elimination Chamber and then booking Io versus Rhea after the Elimination Chamber and people complaining about it being too predictable. So they was like, okay, we're going to shock the world and put the title on Io, but we have no fuck idea how we're going to get this triple threat match.
Right. You know what? That makes a whole lot more sense now. Like, to understand their illogical booking, I can see the illogical booking behind that excuse. Not saying that you giving them the excuse or that's their excuse or whatever.
I'm just giving them a reason. Like I feel like how I think they're thinking, because the way this is being booked, you can tell they don't have they did not think plan Z. They just went shit. How are we going to get out of this situation? Because Rhea can't just beat Io because people are going to bitch about it, and Io Io versus Bianca is not necessarily the marquee match that we want. Shit. Fuck it. Put the title on Io and just have a triple threat. But how we're going to get there, we'll figure it out as we get there.
They back themselves into it. They booked themselves into a corner, basically. Is what they
Yep.
did. And
Yep.
now it's like, how the hell do we get out of this? And there's better and other ways to do it than what they're doing. And again, it's just like with this one, it's like, okay, we already had the story going into Mania with Rhea versus Bianca. People have been clamoring for it. When you injected Io into this, now it's like, where do we go? How do we get in, out, whatever? What do we do with this? And it's like a scramble.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that this one doesn't need to be ramped up. It just needs to be cleaned up because there's plenty there to turn this into something. They just have to clean it up and make it make sense to us. And hopefully this week will be there. Like, okay, like you said, screwy finish. Pierce comes out. He's pissed with all three. You know what? This is going to be a triple threat match at Mania.
Yeah. So
Like, just do something. But
do-
I don't know. I'm just. It's another one. In the since we're on the subject, another reason why, and one of the main reasons why I brought up that topic about having the European tour before Mania, during the ramp up Mania season, is because of the way the crowd is obviously reacting to Bianca Belair.
yep.
Like, we were in Brussels, Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
She did not get a favorable reaction. And then this week they were in Glasgow, Scotland. She did not get a favorable reaction as well. And it's like, let's just call a spade a spade. We know European crowds, especially soccer crowds, are notorious for being racist towards black athletes. Let's just call it what it is. You know, we've seen games or soccer matches get canceled, rescheduled with no crowd or anything because of, riots and racism and things like that. Fans get banned and teams have to play their games away, all kinds of stuff. Things get thrown, signs get made. It gets really.
Yep.
I don't want to go to that as the play or
Because
whatever.
you saw me when I brought it up in the chat, I was like, I don't want to. My default don't want to go. Hey, racism.
Exactly. I'm just bringing it up as a potential cause of it. However, like we discussed and we fleshed it out, it could be that they too, like some of us, are ready to see a change in Bianca's character. They
Right.
could be tired of the stale Bianca, the overpowering babyface, basically like I called her before, and like I've heard other people call her Jane Cena.
Mm-hmm.
People are ready for that heel Bianca to come back. And they want something different, something spicy from a character. And they've teased it. They just haven't gone all the way with it. And the Jay Naomi situation had a way for her to move forward, with that extra spice to her character. And when that did not flesh out and happen the way everybody wanted or thought, it left us with, this normal Bianca chasing the title going into Mania. She's probably going to win and have the big moment at Mania again. They could be reacting to that and not being happy with that. Who knows? I just don't want to go default to the racism, but we gotta address it. It is the elephant in the room.
It's a even playing field around here. Like it could be a mixture of racism. It could be a
Mhm.
mixture of people want change, and it's a mixture of they don't want EO's title reign to be
Mhm.
sacrificed for another Bianca title reign. And all of these are justifiable reactions.
Yes.
It's all about how in the follow up, like when we get to WrestleMania, will they put the title on Bianca and will she do the same old, or or is there more to this story with Bianca when she wins the title? Are they going to revisit the Naomi and Jay? Because if you think about it, Bianca sort of responded to Jade on social media as well. It wasn't just Naomi and Bianca and Naomi and Jade. Bianca was like, "Now I'm not trying to crash out. I'm not trying to crash out." Like I feel like there's
Right.
more to her saying that constantly every week. I'm not trying to crash out. I'm not trying to crash out. So I feel like if they do go this route with Bianca winning that title, she's probably going to crash out at some point, or she
Oh,
could lose
definitely.
and crash out. But
That
however,
that is what I think should happen because
yeah,
I think her losing and it being some fuckery behind her losing will cause her to crash out. And I
hmm
think that Jade would try to come to her on some sisterly shit or whatever, or one of them would try to come to her on some sisterly shit, and then she would crash out on them. Like, I just feel like there's different ways to bring this meal home and to keep it cooking. I'm just interested to see how they're gonna go about doing Bianca with her Mania result, and then the fallout thereafter.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. So outside of that, outside of Raw was, like I said, it was whatever those are the talking points. Lyra Valkyria retained her women's title against Intercontinental title against Raquel. Bailey made the save, so they're
Mhm.
possibly teasing that match at some point because they're continuing to do the bare minimum for the mid card division across the board on both shows. Just a case of too many titles and not enough care in the world. Overall, for the misc, if you will, of everything, we got WrestleMania After Dark announced for Vegas. For Thursday, April 17th, we have Valentino Khan, Charlotte Flair, Rey Mysterio, Bianca Belair.
The only thing that
For
sounds interesting to me if Valentino was actually related to Tony Khan.
or Nick Khan.
Exactly. Well, he could be. You never know.
We have Metro Boomin, Braun Breaker, and Liv Morgan for Friday. Saturday, we have the Usos and Machine Gun Kelly. And for Sunday, 420, we have Grunk, Flo Rida, Tiffany Stratton, Damian Priest, and once again, Valentino Khan. More details on this. I believe they released it. It will be going down. So they have for Thursday, they have a welcome dinner from 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Launch official launch party will be from 10:30 p.m. to 4 a.m. Excuse me?
You're having a launch party from 10:30 to 4 a.m. Did I hear that correct?
Yeah, that's what's on their website.
A 5.5 hour launch party that starts at 10:30.
Mm-hmm. It ends at 4 a.m.
You know what? Whatever. Do
And
what
then
you do.
it's gonna be 10:30 to 4 a.m. every day from on Thursday, or Friday after the Hall of Fame ceremony, Saturday after WrestleMania, and Sunday after WrestleMania.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. All this is a response to all the after parties and stuff like that that typically goes on. They just trying to figure out how can we dip our hand in the pot and make money off of this.
Well, with this lineup, this is some bullshit.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody trying to spend 420 with fucking Grunk.
I would rather be at a hotel bar or a casino somewhere with some wrestlers or something, or some people in and or around the business, or just the homies, just the fam that's gonna be there. Like us just kicking it or whatever.
And Machine Gun Kelly.
Man, hell no. Like, bro, like let's be honest. Looking at these lineups, the only reason why anybody would go Saturday is because we would hope that Jay would close out night one by winning the title, or winning the title on night one with Gunther. So he gonna be at the party eating with the title.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody care about no damn Machine Gun Kelly. At least most of us don't.
I know
Metro
I
would
don't.
be the
I
reason to
don't.
go for Friday night because it's Metro. Outside of
Mm-hmm.
that, like I'm not trying to go.
And even then, it's like the price. It's like $80 for Saturday if you want to do the tickets and VIP experience.
It's $80 for the VIP experience.
Yeah. Or you can pay for the combo pass $200.
What does the combo pass get you?
A weekend combo pass. I'm guessing from Friday to Sunday.
And
And
that's
that's
for
just me
VIP.
assuming. Yeah, and that's just it says fans can purchase individual tickets to each event starting at $50 or secure a weekend combo pass starting at $200. That's starting.
I mean, $80 for one night for VIP ain't bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like that sounds pretty
I just got
standard
your message.
for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm going somewhere and I'm gonna look to like get in, I know it's gonna be anywhere from 20, 30, $40 or whatever. I know VIP is gonna be more than that, 20, 30, $40 or whatever. So having VIP at 80 sounds reasonable because you
Yeah.
paying twice as much as most other people are paying to get in. So it's like, okay, give me my extra dollars worth of the experience. That's a good price point. I like that. However,
This does not appease to me. It's
no,
the lineup.
it does not. Like Flow Rider would have been hot when he was doing y'all themes like 10, maybe 15 years ago.
Give me the green light, cause I'm ready to go. Oh, oh. Give me the green light. He the green light, mama. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's all I got.
Bruh, I have no idea who the fuck Valentino Khan is, where he come from.
I really don't like. I was like, you
And the
know that
last time
episode.
Machine Gun Kelly was relevant to me was when Kevin Owens powerbombed him off the stage on Monday
The
night.
last time Machine Gun Kelly was relevant to me, he lost a diss with Eminem.
Oh, and didn't wasn't he with what's that girl? Megan Fox?
Megan Fox, yeah. I
Yeah,
think he
he
got
did.
pregnant.
He fumbled her. He fumbled her.
Yeah,
Or he got away. I don't know, however you want to look at it. But yeah,
yeah,
he was with her and he ain't with her no more.
yeah.
I don't know though. This just
This doesn't appease me.
What up, Sloan?
You're this
bruh. I'm just nah. I'm sorry.
I'm not feeling it.
Not at all.
No, I'm not feeling it.
Not at all.
Speaking of not feeling it,
at
TNA
all.
is fucking stupid. They fired Gail Kim.
What the fuck? Like, I could see maybe like I even had at one point kind of justified them getting rid of Scott D'Amore because I was like, okay, this is the guy who's been like, lorded over TNA for the last 20 years. And if you truly want to get this company going in a different direction and you're taking over as new ownership group or what have you, you may want to put your own person in there and not even have him around because he has certain power and influence. I could kind of get that. I could understand why you would do it. Don't make it right, but I can kind of get that.
You want to take the company into a different direction. I get that.
Right. Because that's your right as taking over as ownership and wanting to make sure you have the right people in power, place, and influence to do what you want them to do and not have somebody working against you from the inside. But when you start getting rid of core people who have such skins on the wall and respect at the core level of what you do as a business, you start getting rid of those people.
Yeah, that's when I started.
And it wasn't just Gail Kim; it was like 2 or 3 other people that were.
According to Sean Ross Sapp with Fightful, it was TNA has sent out an email saying that Gail Kim, Ariel Schnerner, and Rob Kilgman and Michael. These last names are weird, so excuse me if I butcher it. Michael Shuchiniko are leaving the company. And a lot of people was like, oh, their contract expiring. And then he followed up and says, to be clear, these are firings. They're firing people.
Yeah.
And you saw the reaction online. Some people was like, oh, WWE, LOL, WWE, the partnership is coming in. You can't really blame the partnership because TNA has been stupid for decades.
Yeah. I mean, we can't, and like you said, like they've done stupid stuff before. So it's not like you can blame this all on the WWE quote unquote influence or whatever. There's been like when they brought in Bischoff and Hogan, like I remember you was telling me about it because I was getting into old school TNA and y'all were telling me like, hey, between these years and these years, like give it, you like bear with it. It was better before and it's better after, but this time period, just bear with
from 2010 to 2013 had me questioning my choices in life. Like, why am I still watching this shit? If it was not for Jeff Hardy, if it wasn't for people like Jeff Hardy and who else, Bobby Roode and
Mhm.
Austin Aries before he got crazy, and all these people,
Yeah.
bruh, I would have been gone a long time ago. But I'm like, these guys are keeping me locked. Like the it factor of professional wrestling was my guy. Jeff Hardy was Jeff Hardy. Like, bruh. How I
Yeah.
still look back and be like, God damn. Like I scroll back, I look back because I had my Twitter for a long time. I had my Twitter since like 2009. So
Yeah.
I'm scrolling back. I'm like, bro, how the fuck did I sit through this? Like I scroll back to 2012. I'm like, sitting here live tweeting TNA live every week, and I'm like, nigga,
Damn.
why the fuck are you still watching this?
You was in the
I
trenches.
was in, I was
You
in
were
the
in
trenches with TNA
deep.
Mecca. Y'all know how y'all be like AEW tribalists and all that shit.
Yeah.
TNA Mecca, people who know, them niggas was crazy. And I'm sitting there fighting for my life every
Bruh.
fucking week. I had to go to church because just to get the stench off of me.
Hey
I was
man.
tired.
That's rough. That's rough right there. Cause I could see where that would be frustrating. And it's just like they've and like one thing that I've seen since the news came down was people were saying we're back to LOL TNA or TNA LOL or however they
It
used to
happens,
call it.
honestly, it happens all this literally this past year has been LOL TNA from firing Scott to
Yeah.
rehiring Tessa
Yeah,
to
that was the other thing.
this. And I'm like, at some point, it's got to stop being LOL TNA and just start ignoring these niggas. Like, real talk. Like, that's why I didn't
Yeah.
even react no more. I was just like, bro, this is stupid. And I just moved
I
on
don't
from it.
I don't I don't like it. I don't understand it. And
And didn't they hire
to
some guy
me,
named Delirious to head
yeah,
creative? And the
yeah.
way people are reacting, because I'm gonna keep it a bean in a buck. I tapped out of because they said Ring of Honor 2019
Hmm.
was some of the worst time, and because he was in charge of creative.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I tapped out of Ring of Honor when O'Reilly, Cole, Steen, Generico left, and when Roddy
It's,
left.
and
That's when I
see
tapped out.
that's when a lot of people tapped out when a lot of the top guys, were leaving and everything. And that's when a lot of people like tended to gravitate back over towards NXT. And that's what helped make NXT what it was, black and gold brand, with all of
Mhm.
those guys coming over and everything. And that's when I was a lot more aware of the impact, or started being more aware of the impact that ROH had on the business as a whole. I believe I spoke about that last week or
Mhm.
sometime. But anyway, it's just like I've seen, and like I said, I haven't been a ardent follower of TNA or anything,
Mm.
but I've
I
always
just
like
have
kept an
access to the
eye on.
library because I'm like, their library is a steal. I watch
Right,
it before the retro stuff.
right. But it's like, as somebody who's paid attention to everything and tried to keep an eye on it, I'd just be seeing like, like every so often stuff like this happens over there. And it's happened over different ownership groups, different management groups, different names and whatnot, different iterations of people who've been in charge over there. We can't say that this is just WWE's influence on them. And I think that that's the cheap and easy way to just point the
Mhm.
finger because of the
Because they
partner.
hate WWE, so they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is
Yeah.
WWE's fault." But I'm like, if you was in the trenches, like your boy, like myself, like let's go, let's ride in the trenches. If you was
Hmm.
in the trenches like me, CM Pulse, uh, Tony Pizza Guy, all these people who don't no longer follow the product like they used to, then you
Hmm.
can't really say, "Oh, that's WWE." No, bruh. TNA's been dumb for years.
Yeah.
Like as much as good as TNA has done, they've done is equally as dumb shit. Like it goes
Right.
neck and neck.
And you can't put, like you can't just put this squarely on the shoulders of WWE, because the only way that something like this would work out and it's WWE's influence is if WWE actually, like, or TKO or whatever, secretly bought a piece of TNA And the people who are directly in control of that relationship are people who have a gripe with TNA. And why would anybody at WWE that high up have that big of a gripe with TNA to try to destroy the company from within? It just, and especially if you have a business relationship with them, wouldn't you want that entity to succeed? Wouldn't you want that entity to like be as successful as it possibly can? And if they had something going, why not let them keep it going? You know,
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, and it screams of more of this tribalism bullshit that we get from the IWC, and them wanting to point the finger, like you said, at somebody or an entity that they don't like or they want to explain away or whatever it is. And it's like everything isn't that conspiratorial. Everything isn't like, what you think is some grand scheme or something to make you unhappy or to ruin things. Like,
And that's another thing too. It's niggas who are who's saying, "Oh, it's WWE's fault," who ain't even watching the shit. Y'all not even watching. Y'all don't. I don't see y'all not. I don't see not tweet. I don't see not interaction on what they got going
Mhm.
on. At least in my case, I still. In your case, we still keep an eye.
right. And what I've seen really is like it's been honestly like people who are ardent AEW supporters who just have a dislike for WWE who are saying, "Oh, it's WWE." Like I
Mhm.
haven't seen WWE stands saying that WWE did this to TNA. And it's just to me the good business sense comes in where you work with a company, you partner with a company, you want to see them succeed. You don't want to see them fall off. So why would you do anything to hurt their business model? It just doesn't make sense. And it's like, why would you also, if your ultimate plan is to buy it and take it over, like some people think, why would you purposely destroy and devalue it to
Like
get it at a lower
because at
value?
this
You
point,
got plenty of money to just buy it outright.
if you just want the like, if they gonna destroy it, just buy the fucking library and call it a day.
Thank you.
And put it
And
on Peacock or whatever million networks they got access to,
you could make a wire transfer tomorrow and make it happen.
and just be done with it. Like, so that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. That's how I be looking at people. I'm like, oh yeah, I just need y'all engagement. Because I saw
Right.
someone say they was like, oh, Gail Kim, they found WWE found their newest writer, and I'm like, Gail Kim, Gail Kim hates that place.
Mm-hmm.
She has gone on record recently say fuck working for WWE. She will go to AEW with Madison Rain, remember her, before she goes back to WWE.
Bruh, it's like I don't think people like really realize like sometimes some of the levels of stupidity that they say and that they use. And it pains me because it's like you can't possibly be this dumb. And it's like, no, let me explain. And they try to you read the threads and you read the tweets and stuff, people trying to explain their stance on this, and it's just like, well, you were wrong. Because this while this may be circumstantial evidence at best, if you was to bring this to court, this would get thrown out
Mm-hmm.
easily. And that's the way I look at things. It's like you don't have enough hardcore evidence to bring a conviction. And like they say, a ham sandwich can get indicted. Ham
Mm-hmm.
sandwiches get indicted on Twitter every day, all day, multiple times a day. But can you actually get a conviction? No, you cannot.
No.
The end.
Yeah.
Let it go.
And speaking of the end, that is our show. Because there's nothing really much for us to talk about outside of wrestling fans. If you're touching wrestlers, stop. Because I saw that
That shit
clip
is
that you posted,
weird, bro.
that CM Punk getting touched and Cody Rhodes getting touched
Cody,
by.
bro, she literally grabbed Cody's arm and would not let go.
Yeah, like y'all gotta stop that shit. Y'all dead ass gotta stop that shit. Like, it goes both ways. If you don't want wrestlers to touch fans, no means no. Stop
And look,
justifying bullshit.
I'm not a big dude, so if y'all see me in Vegas, please don't be jerking me around to
He's
take
tall
pictures
as
and
shit.
stuff.
He's lying.
I'm not a
I'm
I'm
just
not
playing.
a
I'm just
I'm
playing. I'm
not a
just playing.
large fellow. I'm very average size. I'm a
Uh,
small person. Like I'm fragile. I'm like be gentle with me. Handle me with care. Like I'll take a picture with you, but it gotta be at the right angle so I look right. I don't like taking pictures at certain angles so I don't look like crazy. You know
But
what I'm saying?
also Mariah May might be on her way out of AEW.
Contract year.
Contract year.
Contract year.
I feel like she's real quick. I feel like she's staying.
I feel like she's staying too because they made her a big enough star to where she actually matters over there. And Sloan, shut up. And they made her the kind of star and put her on the pedestal that she should be on. And I think that if she was to make the leap, she would just be one of another bunch of, girls in the WWE locker room because that locker room is stacked right now.
If you look at the
Why you would
NXT
wanna go
locker
over
room,
there?
and that's another thing, I'll be laughing at people who be like, yo, she would do great in NXT. And I'm like, bro, NXT is already stacked as a motherfucker. You want her to get pushed down from the
Bruh,
women's point?
You got Stephanie, Julia,
Jordan.
Lash, Jakara, Kalani, Fallon. I think Kiana James was called up, but you got
She just got it. She just
Fatal,
returned to the PC.
the other two girls from Fatal Attraction, JC Jane and the other dark haired girl. I can't remember her name, bro. But that's just NXT. We haven't even named Raw and SmackDown yet.
Next week.
Book it next week.
Yeah.
I'll remind. I don't know. Anyway, but no, like that. Those rosters are all stacked. The comments about WWE or whatever like that. That's a negotiating tactic. Same way like people thought Myles Garrett was gonna get traded from Cleveland. But when you look at that trade, not the trade kicker, I'm sorry, but when you look at that cap hit and everything that Cleveland was gonna have to take, so what if they get all these draft picks? Look at the cap hit that they're gonna have to take. Like it just doesn't make sense. And I kept telling everybody, wait and see. He probably is going to resign there because the thing that gave me pause for cause is when he started talking about all his interests outside of football. And he's willing to sit out games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a money thing. And guess what happened? He re-signed for $40 million a year.
So
And
bottom
everybody
line
was,
is,
how did you know?
So bottom line is, wrestling fans stay in a wrestling fans place. If they go to AEW, let them go to AEW. If they go to WWE, let them go to WWE. That's their money, not yours. Outside of that, yeah, I got nothing. What you got coming on this week?
Man, we got some sports to talk about tomorrow with Sucio Sports because we just had news like literally before the pod about Russell Wilson now signing with the Giants. So the Giants are guaranteed to have a black starting quarterback for the first time in their franchise's history.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely got to tune into that.
Barring something catastrophic happening to both of those guys, or them somehow drafting a white quarterback and him starting, the Giants are going to have a black starting quarterback at some point this year. First time in history.
Man. Yeah, I'm gonna be locked in. Make sure you guys locked in on the Sucio on Sucio Sports. And make sure you guys are locked in on the Public Enemies podcast this coming Thursday. Because whatever we don't talk about here, we talk about on Thursday with the fellas, with the crew, with the enemies, public enemies, all day, every day. That's with your boy, as well as Graham. Oh my God, Graham. And Ben, Waco Kid, CJ, Jizzle, and Cool Joe is somewhere in the back watching the shows that we don't watch.
Asian Ben.
Asian Ben. Please don't cancel us for saying that. But yeah, Asian Ben. Nevertheless, we appreciate you guys for tapping in. Next week is gonna possibly be a stacked show because we're gonna have a 4-man booth, likely, with the wild and unpredictable Sloan stepping into the building. But it's gonna be a good time regardless because he's gonna be talking his shit. We're gonna be talking our shit. We're gonna be doing our thing all day, every day. But with that being said,
we don't have to have that discussion.
Yeah, because we had that discussion. I'm gonna get Sloan's opinion on this shit. They better lock in because because we have that discussion. And discussions will be had, and I'm gonna let it fly. I ain't gonna care no more. I ain't gonna try to be nice no more. I'm gonna let that shit fly because I have an opinion on where they're going with this story. But with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in the streets and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out, y'all. Be breezy. Baby, waste your time and